With the war between Israel and Palestinian militant group Hamas crossing 40 days, meanwhile, Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei issues an appeal to all Muslim majority countries, asking them to snap political ties with the Zionist state. Of course, viewers, there you have it. Zionism, of course, is Israel's national ideology, but I'm going to quickly rope in Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava to gather his reaction on this development that's coming in. Sir, what do you make of this?
So, Asabri, I think Iranian supreme leader has been making this kind of a very hard statement against Israel, and he has been against Israel because of the nature of the Iranian regime is that they do not want to see Israel exist, and such kind of statements, death to Israel and elimination of Israel, etc., that they have been making. But after October 7th terrorist attack, these kind of statements are further coming from Iran, and Iranian supreme leader is certainly trying to use this kind of entire Israel-Hamas war as a pretext to completely isolate, Israel in the Middle East region, and that's what the biggest conspiracy was. And if you look at the Hamas and Hamas terror machine and infrastructure and organization that has been, sponsored, supported by Iran, and Iran has been backing. Iran has been giving them all sorts of support, including those rockets which Hamas fires inside Israel, which they had fired in thousands of numbers on October 7 as well. So Hamas and Houthi and Hezbollah and several terrorist organizations which are quite active in this Middle East region, and they attempt to target Israel time and again, has been supported by Iran. And Iran and this entire biggest attack of October 7 on Israel was largely backed by Iran. It is quite apparent that it was Iran, because without Iran's backing, Hamas could not have done this kind of attack. And the region is pretty straight and simple, actually. If you look at the Iranian consideration, Iran was also not happy with the kind of normalization process which was going on between Israel and Arab world, and Iran was particularly concerned about the normalization which was happening between Israel and the Sunni Muslim countries such as Saudi Arabia and UAE. And Iran was under the impression that if such normalization happens, which UAE had already done, Saudi Arabia was going to do, if such normalization happens between the Sunni Muslim world and Israel, then it will put Iran under several dangerous situations. That's what the consideration was Iran was having, and that's why it is apparent that they largely backed this kind of attack of the terrorist attack on Israel on October 7th, though there is no direct evidence that they provided any direct training to those terrorists who came inside Israeli borders on October 7th. But it is quite apparent that it was largely backed by Iran, and that's what precisely United States of America's National Security Advisor Jack Sullivan has also said, that it appears that this was backed by Iran. So, but with regard to, if you look at the other reactions, like a reaction of Saudi Arabia, UAE, in recently when the OIC Arab League joint summit happened, in that summit, Iran came up with a proposal to cut completely Israel from any kind of engagements in the Middle East region, including the blocking of their airspace. With Saudi Arabia and UAE opposed that initiative, and that kind of proposal was dropped. So if you look at the Saudi Arabia and UAE, they are taking a balanced posture because they know why this attack was done. This attack was done to precisely disrupt their normalization process with Israel. And so, and Iranian intentions, they also understand, and they know that Iran is a severe and a very tough competitor with them also within the Muslim world. So I think Iran has been making such a statement, but I think that wisdom will prevail, and countries of the Arab world, they will take their stand wisely. They know that why this attack was done, and I hope that any such attempts to block Israel, any such attempt to isolate Israel in the Middle East region will not succeed, and Hamas must be eliminated. Hamas-like terrorist organization, Israel must fight their war and they must fight and win it. But at the same time, efforts must also be made in the future, maybe after a few months, that normalization which was going on between the Arab world and Israel, if that continues, if that comes back on track, that will be the biggest defeat of this terrorist organization, Hamas, and their backers like Iran.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.